Hey, what's up, friends and family? This is Senior Pastor Darrell Hall of Crossfire Church. This is our latest sermon, Yoked. Who are you connected to? Be blessed.
Hallelujah. If you don't mind, remain standing on your feet. Hallelujah. I'm excited about this word. I'm excited about this word. If y'all don't shout me down today, something is wrong with you. Today's title is called Yoked. Who are you connected to? Question mark, question mark, question mark. What are you connected to? Question mark, question mark. Who is your distraction? Question mark, question mark. As we dive into this word, come in Matthew chapter 11, verses 29 through 30. If you have your Bibles, you can pull it out. If you got your phones, that's great. If not, I got it on the screen for you. I will help you out today. The book of Matthew chapter 11, verses 29 through 30. This is the New Living Translation. I love the way this says it. It says, "Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble," this is the Father speaking, "and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light." I said, if you missed your first place to shout, he said, the burden that I give you will be light. The burden that I'm walking through right now ain't so light. The heaviness that I carry in life right now ain't so easy to carry. I feel like I'm carrying the cross, and I don't even need to be carrying that thing on my own. He said, if you carry my burden, it's light. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. I'm going to get to your corner here in a minute. As we tiptoe through the corridor of today's context, I bring to you this Matthew text. When I was young, I used to hear this verse all the time in the traditional style churches, "Take my yoke upon me." I was thinking of eggs. I don't know why, but that was the first thing that came to mind when I heard yoke. The only thing I knew with yoke was with eggs. When I looked up what a yoke looks like, this is it. This is a wood beam that is about 15 to 20 pounds, sometimes less depending on the animal. And farmers and shepherds use this to tend to the land. Somebody say, tend to the land. Tend to the land. This is what they would use. So what they would take is they would take two oxes, they would take two horses, and they would put their necks through the U shape, and they would connect them and bind them together so they could be able to tend to the land properly. Now, with this yoke, you got to make sure you got the right person working with you, because if the wrong person is working with you, this yoke will choke both of you out. We're on relationships. I know this love, but I want to make sure every relationship you get in, you are properly yoked with the person you need to be. Not just because they look good, not just because they touch your neck a certain way, because they got wavy hair, goatee, in the beard. You need to be able to finish some things with them. I will preach by myself. This is what it means to be equally yoked. If you want to take a picture of that and screenshot it, that's what it means to be equally yoked. Two big bulls, two big cows, two big oxen. They carry the same weight. When the other one feels weak, the other one can carry the other's weakness. When the other one feels sluggish, the other one can pull the other one up. They help each other, because the ultimate purpose is to tend to the land. I'm going to preach to you here in a minute. If you are properly yoked, you will never be unequally balanced. So if you see in the middle, there's a little ring, there's a little circle thing. What that hooks up to is what the shepherd begins to guide them together. So when the shepherd shows the animals, watch these animals are smart. When the shepherd shows them the land, he will pull them together, and they will have plows in behind them that would dig trenches in the ground so they can plant seed. Because the farmer could not do it on his own. The shepherd needed help from the oxen or the cattle, which means they had to be properly balanced together to fulfill his will. I pray you catch this. Let me put this in 2019 verses. The Father would join you with the right person to do his purpose. He won't link you up with this sorry brother, this sorry sister that don't want to help you, don't want to support you, don't want to agree with you, always tearing you down, always not building you up. Here it is. This is what most relationships look like today. Let me tell you about this donkey. Don't hate on this donkey right now. This donkey is slim. He's slender. He's got a fresh mane. Long, he just looks like he's about something. You got this big old ox just hanging all over, just messed up, busted, and disgusting. Can I submit to you today? They may not look exactly like you want to, but if they love you the right way, they will support you in any way possible. If you are equally yoked, don't get yourself stuck with no donkey. That ain't the word I want to use, so bless the children right now. Sometimes if you with the wrong donkey, you make a fool of yourself. Being unequally yoked. So now we see that the donkey don't always want to work the same way this cow wants to work. He don't always want to follow the directions of the true shepherd. I'll preach by myself. This donkey want to do his own thing, his own way, and find himself lost in the soul somewhere else. When you know that you have a specific purpose and a plan for your life, you can't be hooked up with the wrong person. I don't care how good they look, how good they smell, what kind of hair they got, what kind of car they drive, what kind of house that you can be living in a house with everything you want and still be left alone. You can be sleeping in the bed with somebody, still feeling like you're by yourself because you stuck with this donkey. Thank you. I feel it right now. Here it is. Come here, Paul, 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 14 through 18, the Message version. Don't become partners with those who reject God. If I ain't said nothing else all day, so we get in cahoots with people because we want to fulfill our loneliness. We want to fulfill because we don't go nowhere, because on the weekends I want to ride out and see something. I want to get up to Birmingham and then sit yourself down somewhere and get yourself together, because you can't find the right person because you don't even know who you are. You're trying to get somebody to love something you don't even know. Ooh, it's got quiet. It's quiet. Do not become partners with those who reject God. How can you make a partnership out of right and wrong? That's not partnership. That's war. And the only thing I know about war is folks are constantly killing each other. They're constantly tearing each other down. They're constantly putting up with the wrong things, firing darts at each other. They're always at odds. So if you are always at war, maybe you're in the wrong situation. That's not partnership, that's war. It's like best friends with dark. Does Christ go strolling with the devil? Does trust and mistrust hold hands? Who would think of setting up pagan gods in God's holy temple? But that is exactly what we are. Thank you, Paul. Pull me out, because I try to hide it, trying to make folks think that I'm happy where I am or with the person I'm with, and I can't stand them and they can't stand me, but the picture looks good. But that is exactly what we are. Each of us a temple in whom God lives. Let me break this down for you real quick before I say anything else. If you really value yourself and who you are in Christ, everybody can't come inside of you. Everybody's not welcome in your house. Everybody don't deserve your conversation. Everybody don't deserve a like even on Facebook. Everybody don't deserve a hey, how you doing text message. You want to know why? Because the Father resides in me. There's certain foolishness I can't allow to be around me. So why in the world would I sit here and waste my time with somebody who ain't prospering in the right places? He says that if he lives in me, there are certain things I cannot do. There are certain things I cannot say. There are certain places I cannot go. But I go there and I do them because I don't know who I am. Let me break this down for you. You will always date a fraction of who you believe you are. If you think you ain't nothing, you will date nothing. If you think you ain't good enough, you will date somebody who ain't good enough. If you think that you ain't pretty, you'll find an ugly man. Let me tell you something. Tell yourself, I'm a big deal. Just look at yourself. Say, I'm a big deal. Oh, you don't think you're big. I'm a big deal. God created me in his image. I don't think God ugly. Jawan, man, the Lord, y'all ain't yes. God lives, but God himself put this away. He said, I'll live in them. He will move into them. I'll be their God and they'll be my people. Yes. So leave the corruption and corruption. Leave the foolishness, leave the fussing and arguing, leave the financial debt alone, leave that sorry joker, leave that sorry sister alone. Leave it for good, says God. And I love the way Paul says leave it for good, because sometimes when you get into that weak moment, you go scrolling through your contacts. You start going back into old text messages trying to figure out, well, why did we start talking? Why aren't we talking? But let me explain something to you. Delete that person. It may be a family member too. Because sometimes your family will take you down through there all the way, mentally, physically, spiritually, always in your business, trying to figure out what you're doing and where you're going, when you're having children, why you ain't got this job. I know you got a degree. Don't worry about me, baby. And I said, oh, don't watch me. Watch TV. Okay, thank you. God bless you. Leave it for good, says God. Don't link up with those who will pollute you. You missed your second shot right there. Don't link up. It didn't even say talk to them. Don't even go to the party with them. Right. Don't even go in the break room with them. Well, you see them in the game. What up, man? Hey, how you doing? I'm ready to get on that here. Don't even link up because why? Birds of a feather flock together. If you're constantly in the midst of a dog that has fleas, I'm telling you, you will end up catching them things the same way too. Around here, into trying to figure out where is this coming from? Why am I not happy? Why do I feel fulfilled? Where's my peace? Let me let you know something. Cut off some links with some folks. You'll realize who you really are. Yes. Don't link up with those who will pollute you. He says, I want you all for myself. I'll be a father to you, and you'll be my sons and daughters to me. Let's break this down just a little bit more. You cannot give people a chance to give you a place. We'll go down a little bit further. You cannot allow people to dictate what you can and cannot do. Because they can't send you to heaven and they can't send you to hell. So might as well leave me alone. If you ain't building me up and I can't build you up, if we can't grow successfully together, if we can't have a decent conversation without you saying something sideways at him, if I can't have a decent conversation with you, obviously there's something we don't need to be doing. So now I got to go back to God because I done lost my peace. I done gave it to them, trying to think they're going to fulfill me in the place where God is missing. He said, I live in you if you let me. But you're trying to let them come in and detour what you can and cannot do. So when they leave, you broke, busted, and disgusted. I can't do nothing. I don't know what I'm going to eat. I don't know how I'm going to live. I don't know how this bill going to be. But let me tell you something. The God that I serve will provide today like he did yesterday. He didn't just die on the cross for me to sit here and be with this sorry token. He died for me to live successfully. So if you're going to leave me, bye-bye. If you want to take some notes here, I got a couple of notes for you real quick. Number one, successful relationships have to have a certain amount of balance. It has to have that doesn't mean you're always going to agree. That doesn't always mean that you're going to like each other. There'll be certain days you will have 5 wings left in your refrigerator, left from Wingstop, some honey mustard wings in the side of ranch. And when you go in there, those wings are gone. I don't know how they got out of that refrigerator when they weren't anybody else's was mine. Sometimes you got to learn to share unexpectedly. I'm not talking about my wife, I'm just giving an example. Hallelujah. When you're in relationships, here's a couple of things you need to be able to do. Number one, you both have to have the same desire to grow and propel each other towards God, not each other. Amen. Because the more I invest in you, I limit myself with him. Yes. So my investment is within you. So I get heartbroken because I'm not getting a return back on my investment when I should have been giving it to God from the beginning. So now I'm writing a bad check with your watermelon dick. Oh, Lord. Number 2, your idea of success is similar and complements each other. Let me go into this real quick. Most relationships are to build each other together successfully. If he has this idea, you have this idea, at some point in time in life, those ideas are to come together to build up each other. If he's trying to go to Nassau and you trying to do health, something's wrong. Amen. Because where he's trying to go to Nassau may take you to Huntsville, but your money's in Atlanta. All right, y'all ain't catch it. Hey, you better catch it. I'm telling you. You're trying to learn how to love somebody when they got their own agenda. When originally your agenda should have been on God. He would have put y'all together so your ideas would collaborate and you both become successful. Your idea of success is similar. And watch this. Your idea wasn't yours from the beginning. It was an echo from God. So when he made you, he already made somebody to complement it. Which means you're just not going to get with somebody who's not going to support you in what you're doing. They were made to complement your idea because it was God from the beginning. Teach it. Yes. Number 3. You learn to read and pray together. This is key. if we can't even say a verse, if we can't even say the 23rd, so go, just move some, sit down somewhere. Why is this key? How can we say that we are a kingdom? Everybody trying to be a power couple. Everybody trying to be we're trying to be the next Jay-Z and Beyonce. Don't forget, Jay-Z got beat up in the elevator.
All right.
Okay, don't. I preach about myself. I act like y'all don't know. We was all watching that video. Don't forget a lot of successful people that we see fighting and cussing and beating up each other, but when they get in front of the camera, they look cute because they got on red bottoms, Armani, and Versace clothes. Forget that, baby. You're going to have to love. If you're going to love me, we got to learn to read and pray together. Say the 23rd Psalm with me at least once a time a day, because if I know that we can read and pray together, there's a linkage that happens. That means we're equally yoked. And so now that the Father knows that you're reading and I'm praying, we're doing this together, He has no choice but to bless our relationship. Even when I don't like your stanky breath self, you let me love you past your own foolishness. Lord have mercy. If we can't read and pray together off the rip, there's a problem. I don't care what we did, just read something. Just go to the book of Leviticus. Just read something. Israel crossed the sea. Just read something. Just say, Father, bless them. Just bless their nappy head. If you're going to pray for me, you ain't got to just say, just pray for their stubbornness. Pray for their foolishness. Help me learn how to just pray something and say, Father, just bless us. Yeah. If you can't do that much, go on. Bye-bye. I don't have time to waste. Number 4. This is men. Now, there's 2 of us, so we're going to stand strong right here. Don't allow your love to settle. Amen. Women would keep a record of when you open the door and when you stop. They would keep a record of how you opened the door. When we went to the movies, you opened it for me and my best friend, and all of a sudden 3 years later, you don't open the door for me anymore. For some reason, we feel that we get into a place where our love settles once we get what we want. Can I submit to you today? You better increase that love factor. Because if you can't increase your love factor, watch this, you're going to fall out of love. The moment you fall out of love, you just putting up with a bald-headed soul. Lord, I feel it right. If you don't learn to love me daily, I don't care what you did on Saturday. I don't care what you did on Friday. Today is Sunday. You better love me like you about to lose me. Because the God that I serve loved me and died for my sins. Paul said, I am that I am. That is important. Why? I may be stubborn. I may be petty. I may have a loose tongue from time to time, but I'm still going to love your little weeble wobble head self from time to time. I got to increase my love. I can't settle my love. Number 5, commitment is not an issue. If you got to contemplate whether or not you're going to be committed and dedicated to me, bye-bye. If you got to sit here and think, do I really want to be, don't worry about it, you okay. I'm not losing nothing, you're not going to lose nothing, I'm not going to waste nobody. You cute and everything. I thank you for this red lobster and the cheese brisket, and I appreciate you. But you can go, if you got to contemplate your commitment with me, I can't love you no way. Love is conditional to be unconditional. Let's play with this one for a second. I can give you unconditional love, but there are some conditions to that. Help me out for a second. I can love you. I can cook you food. I can iron your clothes, make sure the bills, the house is clean, you looking good, everything. But you're not going to talk to me no way. You're not finna just walk in the house and tell me what I'm fixing. Oh, wait a minute, fellas. Don't let them fool you. Baby, I done went working all day long and I done slaved and sweated for this person. At least fix me a sandwich and some chips or something. I love you and I keep working. Just have some hot dogs boiling with a little cheese on them. Just have some, there's some conditions for me to be unconditional. Even God said, I died on the cross for your sins if you choose to love me. Don't think about it. Don't just talk about it. Don't just be in the place where you're constantly, well, they did this and I don't care what they did. If you're going to love me, you knew I was crazy when you met me. You knew I was crazy when I took off my hair and I took off my lashes. The waist trainer came off and it just fell out. You knew I was something was wrong with me then. If you're going to love me, you better love me with everything you got. your waist trainer wears. Number 7, they don't tarnish your value. I wish I had a few more men to hear this, because men need to understand their value as a man, not a grown boy. You sitting right here talking about, hey, Zaddy and all, that's a little boy you talking to. Talking about daddy this, no, if you done paid all his bills, you done put everything in your name and he still ain't doing nothing for you, that's a grown boy you dealing with. You got to make sure you keep the value. Make that thing look good. Let people know this is mine, because somebody else is waiting for it. So here it is. Let's go with your value. In these pictures, there's a couple of houses. My house is in the top right. If you're looking at mine, I love the roof, the perfect driveway, the door is beautiful. This may be your house to the left, but somebody's got a bad house. There's a picture that does not belong here. Does everybody see that ragged house down at the bottom? Let me explain this to you. This one house will ruin the value for the entire neighborhood. Come here, real estate. If the house doesn't have a proper upkeep, that one house will lessen the value for the entire neighborhood. Let me pray for somebody and help you out real quick. Stop letting these sorry jokers lessen your value. If they're not on your level, get rid of them. Come here, ladies. If that woman don't want to help you, build you up, love you, and take care of your nappy-headed self, let me submit to you. Get rid of that joker. They will listen you, they will take everything around you and it will depreciate its value. Yes. All right, let's go a little quicker. Y'all see this? This is a beautiful ring. That's that's 197,979.99 I'm not good with numbers, but it's a that's an expensive ring right there. Let me tell you something about this ring. The ugliest dude in the world could come to you with this ring. With the tag on it, he would become beautiful. Okay. Y'all think I'm playing? Okay, let Rick Ross walk in here. Oh. And he says, hey, come ride with me in the Phantom Ghost. And here you go. I really should. I don't think I can right now. But come ride with me. We go, I can take you to Miami, this, that, and third. Come here, Beyonce. Come ride with me in my I'm a Porsche fan. Come ride with me in my Porsche. Well, baby, I got a wife. I can't do that right now. See, we start to get shy because they have something we want. So we start contemplating who we really are, who we with. So now, I'm not listening to my value. Watch this. I'm listening to the value of the person I'm with. Because I got to think about who I really want to be. So if the right man comes with the right ring, with the right value, what are you going to, if you wouldn't get caught to sneak around and do something you want to do, if screenshots and keeping up memories on Facebook and everywhere else was null and void, what would you be sneaking around and doing? Thank you, God. And I believe that. Everybody else just started laughing. Yeah, it's all right. It's all cool in the game. This ring is an expensive ring. If you get this ring, that means you are of some value. They thought about you. They make sure you want to have the best. But the problem that we have is when we lessen our own value dealing with the wrong people at the wrong time with the wrong things, this ring can still go to the quick pawn, easy pawn, the capital pawn, and its value will be less. So now the cheap and easy man starts shopping for you. Okay, let me see what happens is when you don't know how much you really worth, you'll let anybody tell you look good. And you will believe that because you let that percentage or that fraction of who you don't know get fulfilled by this sorry, broke, busted, and disgusted joker. So now you are happy because they said you look good. You happy that I said it right. You got Chris that work at your job with the tattoos, wavy hair, goatee, light-skinned, brown-skinned, whatever you like. And Chris come over and say, hey, how you doing? I just want to let you know I like your shoes. Oh, thank you. Forget Chris. I know you like these shoes. I like them too. I know my value. So if you're going to come with me, you better come correct. Because I'm not just going to accept your flattery. That's being caught into a snare. Let me preach real quick. When you get caught into a snare, that's a trap. Why is that a trap? Because they bait you in to catch you and not loose you. And the only thing that needs to catch me is the Holy Ghost. Don't worry about what I got on. I know I look good. Tell me how my mind works. Tell me how I'm educated. You get to the nitty gritty. Don't just keep telling me how I look. I know I look good. Amen. You ain't finna lessen my value. For what? For Chris? won't stay you until you put on them heels. Don't lessen your God. Come in Matthew chapter 11, verse 30. I'm almost done. I pray this is good food for you. He says, are you tired? Worn out? Burn out on religion. There's a reason why I don't sing church a lot, because church doesn't get into the deep parts of a relationship in kingdoms. Watch this. The end of a relationship is the word ship. Here's the key word about the ship. It takes you somewhere. If you just in relations, you stationary. So you sitting on the boat waiting for it to move, and you just happy sitting on the boat. No, baby, if I get on the boat, this thing got to move. We got to go somewhere. We got to get to someplace I've never been. It may have been Papa knows or realizes, but take me. So don't just keep me bound up in the house. Amen. Come in, Matthew. He says, come to me. Get away with me, and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Relationships need healthy rest. If you can't sleep at night, you always sitting up there wondering what he doing, what he thinking, what she doing, what she thinking, where she going, how she gonna do this, how she gonna do that. Whatever the case may be, you're not getting rest. You are in an unhealthy relationship. Get some rest. He says, walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. This is where we mess up. We trying to make the relationship fit us, and God says, that ain't how I want to be. Amen. I need you to get on one accord with me, because even if you get on one accord with me, watch this, I'll fix him if you take care of me. Amen. I'll fix her if you take care of me. Yeah. But we trying to fix them and say, let me help somebody out. You cannot renovate your spouse. It is not your job to go in there and tear down paint, redo the carpet. Let me do it this way. It's not your job to make him love you a certain way. It's not your job to make him to touch you a certain way. Take him to God. Take her to God. Because if you take them to God, he'll fix time. Yes, he will. You need to be on HGTV if you want to renovate something. He says, walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the enforced rhythms of grace. Somebody shout grace. Grace. Somebody shout grace. Grace. Paul says it's by his grace that I'm here today. I may look good, but I got a past. Okay. I've been in some relationship where they had money. All right. I can sit here and be quiet like you want. Everybody been in that one relationship where they had everything you wanted, but you was just miserable. Uh-huh. You weren't happy, but they look good. Mama said, I just love him. I just love her. That you better marry her. No, you don't understand what I go through, baby. You better slow down. The words that you saying are powerful, baby. I need some grace in my relationship. Why do I need grace? Because as Paul said, and I said again, I am that I am. Certain things that are in me I don't want to do, but I continue to do. And that which I don't want to do, I keep doing. There's certain things I'm trying to still work on, but it's by the grace of God that I'm able to stay sane and not go off on your crazy self. So I got to keep myself intact with the Father first. Yes, God. He says, learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Jesus. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. So if whatever relationship, whatever job, whatever position you're in, you're heavy and it's ill-fitting, it ain't for you. I just blessed somebody, right? That just broke bondage for some. I don't know what I'm going to say it one more time. If where you are and whatever position you are in life is too heavy, watch this. Because he said, I will give you a burden that you can bear. Yeah. If this is a burden that you're trying to struggle and carry, this is a burden that you're constantly trying to fix and they happen, it ain't for you. God didn't give you to that. You wanted that thing. That's right. He says, keep company with me, and you will learn to live freely and lightly. If wherever I am, whatever job, whatever school, whatever relationship, whatever communication I have, whatever I have going on, if I can't be free and I can't be light, I need to get away from it. That's right. Because that's not the life. It don't make no sense for you to keep living a certain way and you're not happy. If I'm going to struggle and sacrifice, at some point in time I need to be successful. But if I can't see success at the end of the tunnel, I need to start walking that way. Don't get yourself caught up, booed up in the situation or trapped in the snare because he touched you a certain way. The way he hugged you, he just embraced your body. You say, oh my goodness, I ain't been touched in so long. I'm talking to somebody else. Don't worry about me right now. You just get so lost in the sauce, and for some reason, he started rubbing and touching. He started rubbing and kissing. I say, oh, don't do that. Please stop. Don't do that. You want to start speaking in tongues. Let me tell you something. You was messed up from the beginning. He said, if you look at the wrong way, there's lust already taking place. So before you start kissing and licking, you was already lusting. Don't try to act like we ain't going all the way. No, you already in that thing. You already started. Let me preach to somebody real quick. Don't get yourself caught up because they can kiss well.
Come on, Pastor. Amen.
I'd rather you get it here than Oprah.
That's right.
Because Ayanna gonna come next. I need God in my life to keep me out of these snares and these traps. Because I love what R. Kelly says. I'm not a fan, but he said my mind keeps telling me no, but my body keeps telling me. And why did R. Kelly say? Because there is something evil going on inside of him that he could not control. Can I submit to you today? If your mind is steadfast on the Lord, I don't care what your body says. I don't care how your body feels. Oh Lord, I can't do no. Don't touch me. Don't hug me. You better run like that. You better just run. Sitting there looking, talking about we ain't finna go all the way. No, forget, you already got it planned. It's premeditated what you finna do.
Amen.
I preach by myself. Lord, have mercy. Putting yourself in situations you don't need to be in. You get trapped in the snare. You get caught thinking you booed up. No, you trapped. Keep company with me, and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. Being yoked with the right person. You go ahead and play that. That's fine right there. I'm done right here. I'm done right here. Being yoked with the right person will allow you to live freely and lightly. Even when the burdens of life come, you don't carry them by yourself. If we can't walk out of hell together, there's a problem. Because hell will come. The enemy will try to detour you. I do apologize. The enemy will try to slay you. The enemy will try to mess with your mind. The enemy don't care about your car. He don't care about your... If he can get to your mind, he will destroy everything that you have. So now when he gets to your mind, you start thinking sideways of this person. Let me submit to you today. You better pray for that broke busted joker. You better give him to God. And when you give him to God, give your broke busted self to God too. Because you got issues too. We are black kids. I love Zora here first. This is what she said. She's a black renaissance. She said, if you are silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say you enjoyed it. Yes. They will break you down and tell you that you let me do it. They will tell you bit and piece time and time again and say that you liked it. And then this is how they throw it off on you. Well, I've been felt this way. I've been feeling, I didn't know you felt this way. That was something hidden in secret. No, when he hurt your feelings the first time, when she said the wrong thing, talk to that person. Let them know, hey, I didn't like what you said. Come correct, come mature. Because if you are silent about your pain, the enemy has a field day with your mind. You'll start feeling that you're not good enough. You'll start feeling like I'm not pretty enough. You'll start feeling like I'm not cute enough. So now you become bound and a slave to them. And my God did not make me a slave anymore. He set me free from some things. So I can't be bound by the snares of life. I can't be bound by your flattery. I can't be bound by your foolishness because I don't know who I am. Let me tell you something real quick. If you give your broke busted self to God, he will build you. He will mold you. He will make you. He will set you up for success if you allow him. I can't be silent about my pain. I will let you know if you hurt my feelings. I'm gonna pray. If you're gonna love me for who I am. Love me for my fat self. Love me for my lazy eye. Because the God that I serve gonna let somebody see me for who I am. Don't be silent about your pain. I beg to this right here speaks volumes. They say in theology, and what theologians mostly think, this is the same wood that shepherds and farmers use. It's the same wood that Jesus had on his cross. Always carrying something. I said it last week, and I pray I'm not going to run, because if I do, I'm going to tell him where I'm going. I had to thank him because he kept walking for me.
Yes.
I love the fact that he died on the cross, but he had to get to the cross. He had to get to that place for my crazy. He walked with pleasure. And scripture talks about, he said if he had to do it again, he'll do it all over again for my crazy self. So what makes you think you're not worth this weight? What makes you think that you're not worth the very best? What makes you think that you're not worth having the best life that you can live? What makes you think that you have to settle because they said you weren't good enough? You better look in the mirror when you go home and say, I'm a big deal. God died for me. He created me. He let me. I don't care how you got here. I don't care what mama left you. I don't care what daddy left you. I don't care who talked about you. God said you're a big deal in his eyes. So if I'm a big deal in God's eyes, I sure enough better be a big deal in your eyes. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way. You're not going to treat me any kind of way. You're going to respect me. You're going to love me. We're going to pray together. We're going to read together. And we're going to grow together. If you can't do that, bye-bye. I can't sit up here and play with your foolishness. Hell is too hot. I don't like sweating. I got to get to the heavens.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Take my yoke upon you. He says, let me teach you. Let him teach you. Stop rushing. Because I am humble and gentle at heart. And you will find rest for your souls. Let's stand to our feet. Stand to your feet right there. Bring that volume up just a little bit. He says, for my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you. I said all that to get to this place right here. The burden that God gives you is something that you can't handle. It's something you're able to walk out. When God places a burden on your life, he's letting you know, I'm showing you how strong you are in me. It's not just for you to be weighed down and bowed down. It's to let people know that you won't be torn down. Because I've given you the strength. I've given you the endurance to carry this thing out. So the burden that God gives you is not in vain. You better walk that thing out. Because you will finally see how strong God is in your life. He said, for my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light. So, Father, we say right now in the mighty name of Jesus, Abba, Father, I say thank you for yoking me with the right people, yoking me with the right job, yoking me with the right relationship, yoking me with the right ministry, yoking me with the right friends, and everything that does not belong, everything that is not in your will, everything that is not in your destiny, remove it and cut it at the very root right now in the mighty name of Jesus. We ask that you tear the very root from our spirit. Everything that is not in your plan and not in your purpose, let it be gone. Let it wither up and let it dry up. Set us free, set us free, set us free. The devil no longer will play with our minds because it's by grace that I am here right now. So, Father, I say thank you. We worship your holy name. We give you the praise, the honor, and the glory for yoking us for your purpose and your plan. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray and said amen, amen, and amen again. Can you put your hands together right there and give a praise hand?
Hey friends, I pray that this word was a blessing to your life. If it was, share it with someone. If you would like more information about our church, you can follow us on Facebook at Crossfire Montgomery's Church and on Instagram at Crossfire Church. I bless you, I love you, and I will see you the next time. We are Crossfire Strong. Be blessed.